Hello and happy Monday. Welcome to a brand new video with Created by Cassie. I am Cassie and I am so thankful that you're choosing to spend your time with me tonight. We're going to have a really fun time. I am really excited about this bundle. It's really pretty and I think you guys are going to love it. Hi, hello, welcome. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and put this emoji down in the comments so that I can say hello and welcome you to my channel. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell and you will be, hey Debbie, how are you? And you will be notified whenever I go live. All right. My mind is not working right now. Let's see. I would love to send you guys a card. If you are interested, you can sign up for my email list. There's a place to put your address. It is only for me. You can also put your birthday and month, and I will add you to my birthday list. I love to send out cards. Also, brand new here, my YouTube special live that I'm doing for hitting my YouTube goal back in April is scheduled now for Wednesday, June 4th. So go ahead, put that on your calendar. That is Eastern time. That's going to be at 6:30 p.m. and it is only on my YouTube. So if you are Facebook, make sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube channel. Hey Amy, how are you? Make sure that you are subscribed to my YouTube channel so you will get notified when that goes live. I will also be doing a giveaway for the card that I make on the live, as well as a giveaway for a Created by Cassie box that just has some stuff that I love and I think that you'll like too. And there's a little sneak peek here of what I will be making. It is really cute, really fun, and I know you're going to love it. So make sure that you have that on your list. All right. Also, go ahead, if you like this video, put a thumbs up. And I also have playlists. Everything's linked in the description. I have playlists where you can watch other videos that I have created. I have lots of floral videos and little critter videos. So if you like this, you'll like my other videos too. So go check that out. All right, let's go ahead and get into our bundle. This is a really cool bundle. Oh, you get to see my coffee. I didn't put that away. Let's see, I'll get that over here. All right, so tonight's bundle is the Extraordinary Flora. And look at how beautiful this is. Isn't it beautiful? Our sentiments are for the extraordinary couple. Congratulations and with love. You also get this little, I guess, accent stamp here that you could put, I guess, lines underneath your sentiments if you wanted to. And this is all one stamp here, which is so cool. This is a photopolymer, so it means we can see through it. It's a gorgeous stamp set. And it has one whole die. So when you cut it out, you stamp this down, you can cut it all out at the same time. And with this, they have an additional item that you can purchase, which is the Extraordinary Flora Washi tape. Look at how beautiful this is. I totally ripped it a little while ago when I was taking photos, but you know, it happens. So look at how beautiful this washi is. There's two different colors to this washi, and I'm going to show you all the tips and tricks that I have found here. First, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to work with this washi. It was a little bit of a learning curve for me, but I think that if I can show you how I did it, it might be helpful for you. So I unroll until I get to the first, the whole first page, which you'll notice it's one page because here is the purple and blue side, and then here starts the pinkish orange side. So what I do is I open it till I get to that that line there. I take it, I hold the, am I in frame here? Yeah, I hold the roll here, and I hold the bottom piece of the corner, and then I just line it up as straight as I can on my basic white cardstock, and I just run my finger down, and I just go real slow, pretty light pressure, and it's gonna mess up only because I ripped that piece right there. There we go. And I just go back and forth until it is nice and smooth. And then what I do is I do both colors, so I will just roll this and move my hand across here. Hello, Ida, how are you? Welcome. I think it's the first time I've seen you before, so welcome to my channel. All right, and so there we have both colors. And from here, what I do is I just snip off. I always do 2 at a time, and I'm just gonna snip off right in the middle here where it has a little bit of a gap. You can see here there's a gap between them, so you can cut right down there. So let me show you. I just cut right through this little gap here, just like that. And if you have little bumps, you can just work them out with your fingers. But look at how beautiful this washi is. Is that not gorgeous? It's so pretty. And I'm going to show you the die here. This die fits across the washi as well. So we have our die here, and we have our washi. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this flower right here with this flower right there. And look at how nicely that fits over it. And you can just run it right through your embossing machine, cut emboss machine, and it will give you all kinds of these. Cuts the last piece of cardstock with the roll. The piece has the card. Oh, that is clever. So she cuts the last piece of the cardstock with the roll. Oh, that is clever. That is smart. So you can see I had a little too much fun with my washi, but I was actually I'm doing a swap with this bundle. So I needed a lot of different pieces, but it cuts out each individual piece just like this. You can do it on white cardstock. I did it on, this is bubble bath cardstock. You can also do it on your window sheets, and they become a little bit see-through, which is kind of fun. So if you look between the white and the basic white and the window sheet, so pretty, right? All right. Oh yeah, they're your next order, Debbie. Yeah, it's a beautiful set. Highly recommend it, and it's really good because the die cuts everything out all in one shot. It's the same with the stamp here. You stamp it one big stamp, and it does the same thing. It's going to cut everything out. So amazing. All right, I just wanted to go ahead and show you guys that because that was a little tricky for me to learn in the beginning. So our first project for tonight is this pretty card right here. You guys know I never use Lemon Lolly, but I wanted to try it with this set because I thought that it would be really pretty. So I've got the eyelet embossing folder that I used here. This is from the oh man, Impressions of Bloom die set, and it opens. How cute is that? And then it also opens this way. Cute little fun fold, right? And all of these pieces came from the set. So let's go ahead. This is pretty easy card, especially for me, because you guys know I like to make like lots of steps in my cards. All right, so I have my Lemon Lolly card base here, and then I have cut the 5.5 by 4 1/4 piece here because I want it to go all the way across the card base here. So I am just going to burnish this here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and watch Jennifer McGuire. That is really intriguing. I want to go see that. Thank you for putting that there. All right, so this is the eyelet here. Love this this embossing folder here. So I'm just gonna flip this over. Hey Jen, how are you doing? And I'm gonna go ahead and put some glue on here. I like liquid glue. If whatever glue floats your boat. I do, when I do embossing folders on my cardstock, I put a little bit more glue than normal because I want to make sure it gets in all those nooks and crannies and it stays. And I'm just gonna level it around right here. So pretty. All right, so we have our card base there. Now, what I did was, this is Flirty Flamingo, and I cut basically a card base. I think I did 4 1/4 across, and I scored it so that I had it with the edge together right here. And then I took my die from the Impressions of Bloom. Let me see if I can grab it here. I got it in my magnetic bowl so I don't lose it. Stay there. It doesn't want to work for me. So this one right here, this is the just the one that does the cutout. There's another one that has the little dots on it, and it does a frame, and it cuts out. But I just did this one right here. And when I put it on the cardstock, I had it folded. We'll just pretend this is it. I had it folded with the folded edge here. You see how it closed there? What I did was I took the die. I'm going to flip it over so you can kind of see. And I leveled it so that the little, I don't know what that's called, the part that cuts, the raised part is just above the fold right there. Can you see that? Just above it. So that way it will not cut out the edge right here. So it will open. Just like that. Hopefully that makes sense. Words are apparently hard for me today. All right. So we have our card base, and now we have this, but we have to make it look beautiful like this, right? So let me show you how I did this. It was really cool. All right, so I'm going to grab a piece of my stamp off paper here, and I'm going to grab my heat embossing stuff. So I have you guys heat embossed before? It's one of my new favorite things. So let's see, I'm going to do the white embossing powder. All right, so I'm just going to take the front of this piece right here, and it's very important to use your embossing buddy. So I'm just going to go right across here. And let's put our stamp on our big block here. So I have this big block, and got our huge stamp here. I'm just going to set this right there. And I'm going to take my Versamark. Yellow reminds me of the color we painted your room when we were... yeah, it probably is, Erin. It actually probably is. Yeah, Erin's one of my really good friends. We've known each other since, like, elementary school, middle school. And she helped me when we were younger paint my bedroom, and I just had to have it yellow, and it was very similar to this yellow. All right, so I'm going to take my Versamark. This is basically kind of like a sticky kind of, it's not really an ink, it's just kind of like a sticky kind of, it's not even a liquid, I don't know. It's sticky on the pad, we'll say that. And I'm just going to have my, my stamp upside down here, and I'm going to take my Versamark, flip it over, and I'm just going to tap it across. And make sure when you do this that you get the middle. There was a couple times I did this and I did not get that middle part well. I'm just going to make sure I have it all good. And I'm going to close this. Then what I did, I have my piece here and I've done my embossing buddy. I'm going to take this, I'm going to make sure there's one flower on here that you can tell if it's up or down. And so, I don't know if you can see it or not. It's, nope, let's see if you can see it off of the yellow. Sort of, it's this flower right here. So I'm going to make sure that that's facing upward where my, yep, just because I touched it, I'm going to make sure. So I'm going to have my creased part up. I'm going to have this flower going up, and I'm just going to take this and I'm going to stamp it right across the center. And as you can see, it pretty much covers that whole oval right there. I'm just going to give it some really good pressure here. Grab my paper. Oh, normally I grab my paper and it stays. All right. Can you guys see that? Look how gorgeous that is. That's just with the Versamark. How stunning is that? Oh, it's so pretty. Now I'm going to take my embossing powder. I did white embossing powder. You can do whatever color embossing powder you want. I'm going to easily pick this up here with my tweezers. All right. Let me see if I can get this on here without hitting any of the flowers. All right, so this is our Wow Opaque Bright White embossing powder, and I have found it's easier to put it in this container than in this thing. It's too small. So I have my new little spoon that I got from Jen. Thank you, Jen. Makes this so much easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my spoon and I'm just going to run this powder all across the front here. Whoops. This turns out so pretty. And I'm going to do that one more time. I have found I need to do mine twice because that's when it gets it really nice, crisp, clear. And I think I need to get some more embossing powder to make it easier to get it out of here. All right. Stick that in there, and then what I do is I just tap it down, get that extra embossing powder off. I use my fingers sometimes if I have extra powder on there. They also, the set that we have for our embossing, you get your embossing buddy, also comes with this brush here. I use this as well sometimes, but this one's actually pretty good. All right, I'm going to stick this over here so I don't knock it over. And this is our heat embossing tool here. So I'm just going to turn it on to 2. Hopefully you can still hear me. And it's really hot, so when you do your heat embossing, you're going to want to have it on your tweezers. And let's see, I'll go from the top here so you can see, hopefully, the magic as it turns. It's so fun to watch these turn. And you just kind of keep moving it around. You just are waiting for that powder to kind of melt in. Just because I didn't have it heated up yet. There we go. You see it turning? It's so pretty. Get these up here. I love to watch it turn into whatever color it is I'm using. I just think it's so cool. It's almost like magic. Make sure I've got all of it turned here. There we go. All right, and look at that. Whoops. Look how beautiful that is. I can take it off my tweezers now. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love this way of heat embossing on here. All right, then what I did, we need to put our I Appreciate You stamp in here. So I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to grab my I Appreciate You stamp, and this came from, I think this is the Tags of Thanks. I think it's the Tags of Thanks. Pretty sure it's the Tags of Thanks. And I used, that looks like Berry Burst. Let me grab Berry Burst. I'm going to open this up. Stick it up here so I don't get it on me. And just going to gently tap it. You don't want to tap too hard, especially with a color like Berry Burst, because it'll turn you Berry Burst, really pink. All right, and I'm just going to throw a little bit of powder on there. I'm just going to take this and put it in the center here, and just stamp it right down. Got a little crooked, but it's okay. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that that font. Isn't that beautiful? All right, and then we're gonna need to do our With Love, and the With Love comes from our bundle, and I love, it's probably my favorite stamp out of the whole set here, the With Love. It just is, whoops. The font is just beautiful on it. All right, I'm gonna grab my little block here, and I have, this is in Bubble Bath. Yeah, bubble, I always want to say bubble gum. Bubble Bath, and this was using the messages, More Messages die. This is also a new set we have, and it has a large die as well. So it is this die right here that I used to get this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this up very gently again, and then I'm just going to stamp it here in the middle. There we go. Oh, it's so pretty. I just love this font. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty. All right, I'm going to close this up before I get it on me. I'm surprised I don't have it on me already. All right, so I'm going to take my With Love, and I'm going to glue it here in the center. I'm just going to put a little bit of my green glue. This is the way it opens, right? Yep. All right. I got a little messy with my powder, but that's okay. All right, so that's stuck on there. And we have our message on the inside. I think I put, yep, I put a little, I got that powder everywhere. Let's see, I've got the, I'm pretty sure this is our Darling Duckling color, I think. So I put this little piece here. And I don't know if you guys noticed, this heart here is actually from the Notes and Totes bundle. If you watched a couple, I think it was it last week or the week before, when I was doing that, the sunglasses cut out little hearts, and I kept them. And so that's where I got this heart from. So it pays to hold on to some of your cut out pieces. I was like, I know I can use those hearts somewhere. And I thought this was the perfect place. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on my little stem here. Stick this down. And then I'm just going to stick a little tiny bit of glue here and stick my heart. I thought that was so cute. Right there. Just like that. Isn't that beautiful? I love the little the shininess it gives from that heart. All right. Now we are going to use our dimensionals. I'm going to flip this over and I'm going to dimensional it up onto the back of the card base. Whoops. And I am going to put one here in the middle just because I've noticed when I heat emboss, it kind of makes my paper a little bit more loose. So I just want to make sure it sticks. Kind of warps it a little bit sometimes. All right, so we have our piece here. I'm going to make sure I know how this opens. Okay. And I'm just going to take this and center it right here in the middle of the card. Looks pretty good. Isn't that pretty? So now we are able to open up. So, so cute. All right, we're going to do this part now. This is the inside. I took my, can you see the little bit of blending in there? I just thought it gave it a little bit of color in here. So, whoops, got my block stuck there. I took my, I'm pretty sure, yep, this is Berry Burst, and I'm gonna grab my stamp off page here. And I didn't even ink it up. It's already got ink on it, so I'm just gonna rub it around just a couple of times till I get the, little bit of color that I want. Just like that. Then I'm going to take this cutout right here, which is around here somewhere. I can get another one. You guys saw I have a ton of them in my big old container here. I know I got it out. Alright, so we have that piece is this one right here. Nope, it's not. It's this piece. Oh, it's in here. I have it organized and then I forget how I organize it. Do you guys do that? I do that all the time. Alright, so it is down. Naturally, it's at the bottom here. Alright. I don't know if these, I think these are like little, are they little daisies or are they the cone flowers, or I'm not sure what it is. Alright, so I have my little piece here. This is on, the washi tape is on basic white. And I'm going to grab my liquid glue. I'm just going to stick just a tiny bit. Flip this over. I'm just going to stick it right in there. Kind of give it a little bit of something inside. Then we can take this and put it inside. So pretty. You guys like this bundle so far? It's really, really pretty. I had so much fun making my swap cards with this bundle. You'll get to see a couple of those tonight. All right. Now, the fun part, we get to put our pieces on the front. So I have this flower right here. It has like a little stem shooting off there. I have this one upside down and it's going to lay right here. And I just put a little bit of glue right on the inside. And I'm just going to lay it right down. And make sure I don't have any glue on the underside. Nope. Then I have this gorgeous little, like, I think it's a rose, but I'm not sure. But it's so pretty. And I'm going to do the same thing. I want it this way, so I want the glue here. And be careful where you glue because you don't want it to go off the edge here. I'm going to stick this guy here. Yep, no glue. Perfect. Then what I did was I took these little leaves here. It's like a 5 little stem leaf thing. And stuck a little bit of glue, put one here. And you definitely want to hold it a second on the back, the card back, because we have that embossing on there, and you just want to make sure that it gets stuck, because it can pop off with the, or at least it did for me when I didn't hold it when I was creating this. I'm going to do the same thing up here at the top, but I'm going to flip it upside down. Let's make sure those are stuck. Then we have these little flowers here. They have, let me grab my sheet here. They have 2 different sizes on the washi. So they have these bigger ones, and then these 2 smaller. I use the bigger ones for this. And if I can get it, I just stuck a little bit of glue, and I'm gonna do both and push them down at the same time here. So I'm gonna push these down and hold them to make sure they're gonna stick. That's such a cute, simple card. That embossing in the back just makes a big statement, I think. All right, and then for the ribbon right here, the little bow, I used our gold striped mesh ribbon. I love this stuff. I've already gone through a whole bolt of it. And I just took it and I made a little bow. I was finishing up my swap cards earlier today, and I swear I've never tied so many bows in my life. I just kept tying bows. But they're done. Alright, and I'm just going to work this down so that it is a smaller bow. As you guys know, I like my bows a little bit small. Alright, let's see, a little bit smaller. This ribbon is just gorgeous with the sparkle. Alright, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold here at the top here and down here, kind of like that, and then I'm just going to snip with my paper snips. This is the only way I can use my paper snips with ribbon, is when I hold it like this. There we go. Otherwise it frays or it doesn't cut. Alright. Oh, that's so cute. Alright, I'm going to grab my tear and tape. I have found a trick, guys. I know the past couple of times I have done this, I had a hard time getting it off the ribbon, but I figured it out. So you take a piece of tear and tape, you're going to fold over a little edge of it from the paper side onto the glued side, the tape side, and then you just are going to pull that piece up, that it's no longer going to have that tape on it right there, because it's got the glue stuck onto the glue there. Then what we're going to do, watch it not work. It's worked every other time though. I'm going to stick this down on my bow, and if you're new to my channel, I prefer to use tear and tape on my bows because it stays better. So then I'm just going to pull that piece that I had folded over, that is now just the paper, and it peels right off. So much easier. Alright, and I'm going to stick this bow right here. Oh, that's so cute. And then we just have to embellish and put the lid on my glue. Alright, so I used 2 different embellishments. I used the butterflies, of course. You can't have flowers and not have butterfly embellishments. And I also use these iridescent faceted gems. And you know what? I don't have any small, but that's okay. We'll just make them big. And I'm going to grab my little tool here. This is like a take your pick tool, except I have rheumatoid arthritis and this is just easier for me to handle. But our take your pick tool is great. You can get that in my online store, which is in the description. So I'm just going to grab one of these bigger butterflies. I'm actually going to stick it over here this time. Let's go right, where do I want it? No, I want it right here. I like it there. I'm going to push that down because sometimes these come off. All right, so that's our butterfly. And now we're just going to do 2 of these iridescent faceted gems. These are gorgeous. If you don't have them yet, you need them. They are stunning. The shimmer that it gives off is just beautiful. All right, and that is our first card. Isn't that beautiful? And it opens this way and this way, and you can write your message here. So pretty, right? Such a fun card. It was actually the first card I made when I was working with this set. So pretty. All right. Now for card 2, this is one of my swap cards. And look at how beautiful this is. This is the, what is it? The Pretty Florals paper, the Bloom, Florals and Bloom. Yep, Florals and Bloom DSP. And this is Flirty Flamingo, and then we have Bubble Bath. Yeah, Bubble Bath here. These are our new gems here, new gold floral accents, I think is what they're called. When you open it here, it has a little pocket that you can put your, a gift card in. I just kind of put this in there to show. Again, I did that background up there to give it a little something extra. Then down here, I used the embossing folder from the Cheers and Sips. Hey Maggie, how are you doing? The Cheers and Sips bundle. I love the floral one that comes with it. And then it opens again and you can write your message. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. All right, so let me show you how to make it. All right. So we have our Flirty Flamingo base here. Let's go ahead and burnish. And I'm going to start with my Bubble Bath. This is the, going to be kind of like our base. We're going to have our Bubble Bath and then our DSP, and this is the, this side of, the other side of the paper is this one. But I liked the contrast it kind of gave. I thought that it was really, it pops the florals off it really nicely. Alright, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the back of my DSP here, and that's Designer Series paper. I'm going to grab my Bubble Bath. Yeah, Bubble Bath. Center this right in here. Then I'm going to grab my, dimensionals here. And I'm going to pop this up. I'm going to put 5. I'm going to put 1 at each corner and 1 in the middle. I always like to put 1 in the middle just in case. You never know. Stick that there. I lost my, well, here's a bowl. I misplaced my tiny bowl. It's somewhere. I cleaned up, and I cleaned up too good because I hid it for myself. All right. So we're going to take this, opens this way, and I'm just going to center it. I like to center it like this. I hold it up and look at it. go. Isn't that pretty? All right, next what I'm going to do is I have this little, if I can get it, this little piece of our gold foil, and this is going to go, let me make sure I got the right one, because one of these fits this exactly. Okay, this one fits this exactly, right? Yep. Okay, I'm going to stick that up there. So this one is going to be our little accent piece right here, and I'm actually going to cut it off a little bit more. I'm going to snip it like right there. And for this I used dimensionals again. Let's see, where are my mini dimensionals? We'll just cut. I know I had them. They're around here somewhere. That's what happens when you clean, right? Whoops. Alright. Going to stick 2 of these down. Make sure I get one that I cut. There we go. And then I'm going to take off the backings there, and then I'm just going to take this and I'm going to stick it kind of around here. This is the way it opens, right? And it kind of close to the edge right there. And I'm going to just push that edge down there, and then I just pick it up and look at it to get it to where it looks level, looks even. Isn't that pretty? All right, then what we're going to do is we're going to take our, this is our Spotlight on Nature, one of our Spotlight on Nature dies. I forgot to pop out these little pieces. Popped them out on every other one for the 9 cards that I made for my swap, but I didn't do this one. I stuck it aside so I didn't accidentally stick it somewhere where I didn't know it was. All right, we got all our little pieces out. So I'm gonna do the stamp, I'm So Glad We're Friends. And that is from the, oh man, Mixed Labels. I texted earlier a couple of my friends. I was like, what is this from? I can't remember. And I had the stamp set. It was hiding from me. All right, so I'm going to use my Strawberry Slush. Maybe. Sometimes these are hard to open. All right, I didn't get it on me, did I? All right, so I'm going to do I'm So Glad We're Friends. And again, this is from the Mixed Labels bundle. I love the dies with the Mixed Labels. All right, and I am just going to stamp this right here in the middle. I see I missed a thing to poke out. Let's get that out. There we go. Isn't that pretty? And that is Bubble Bath with Strawberry Slush ink. All right. So we have this ready to go. It's going to go up here. Then we have our flowers, our florals from our washi. And this is the pink set here that I got these from. That pinkish orange kind of set. So I have this little rose kind of flower. I'm going to stick it right here. But I'm going to stick a dimensional on either side of my gold strip here. I'm going to take these off, maybe, if they let me. There we go. And I'm just going to kind of like place this where I want. The only thing is you don't want it to go over the edge of your Flirty Flamingo card edge here. We've got that down. Then let's do this one next. I put this up on a dimensional. How have I already gone through? I just opened this pack of dimensionals this afternoon. Alright, so I'm going to stick this piece down here. And the thing I like with these dimensionals, if you don't push it down firmly, you can reposition it. This one's going to go in here. So I'm just going to take one of these half dimensionals here. I'll stick this in here. There we go. Then I love these little bud flowers. I think this might be one of my favorite out of the pack. They're just so stinking cute. All right, and I'm gonna stick a dimensional behind that. And then this is gonna go on top of the gold foil, but underneath that flower. We need to go up here. There we go. Just like that. And then we have this little piece of greenery. And this one I'm going to glue. Actually, am I going to glue it or do I want to do it on? We can do it on dimensional because the way that let's move this guy up. Then I glue him. There we go. And then I'm just going to glue this side here, which is going to hit on the little rose buds here, and it'll just stay in place. Isn't that so pretty? It's a little cluster of flowers and greenery. All right, so then we have this, and I don't know if you noticed, but it's a little bit darker on the inside of this circle. It's not fully bubble bath. Can you see the difference? Maybe, sort of. You can see it better in person, but I took my Flirty Flamingo brush here, and I just did a couple little swipes here in the middle to kind of give it a little bit of a kind of like a popping effect, because it just felt like it was very pink. So that's going to go there. So let's cut a couple of these bigger dimensionals. And, whoops, I'm going to do 2. You can do 3, but I found 2 works pretty good with this small one. Come here. All right, and I am just going to place this right here. Yep, just like that. All right, now let's do our inside. So first what we're gonna do is put our Secret C back on. So let me grab that. This is one of our new in colors, and it's actually one of my favorites of the new in colors. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue, and this is just 1/8 of an inch smaller. I mean 1/4 of an inch smaller than the card base. Stick this over here. All right, we got that. Now to do this piece, we're gonna do kind of like what we already did. So I have my piece of bubble bath here, and I have it scored up here at 1/4 of an inch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it at the 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to burnish it at the 1/4 of an inch. And then we are going to heat emboss this one as well. So grab my little paper here and stick this over here. Here's my embossing buddy. For this, you only need to go part of the way up because this piece here is going to cover down here. So I'm going to run my embossing buddy across, grab my Versamark and my stamp, get off of there, and again I'm going to stick it upside down and just ink it up, making sure that that middle gets the ink. There we go. And I'm gonna center this on here so I don't get ink on my desk. And my flower is going the right way. And I am just going to stamp down and hold. I always find if you hold a little bit longer, it really adheres it. So you can kind of see, got a little subtle there. And then we'll do again our powder and our heat embossing. So let me get this down here. Stick this up here. I want to get powder everywhere. All right. I'm just going to hold this up. You know what, we're going to go this way because that's where all the Versamark is. So again, I'm just going to go right over and just kind of pour it over. Now I'm going to do it one more time. I just find that doing it a second time gets those little pieces that missed it the first time, and it makes it a little bit more crisp. All right. Knock that off. Yep, that looks good. All right. Whoops. I got my, sorry about that. Got my dimensional stuck to me. All right, so let's grab our, got a little bit of stuff right there. Got my tweezers, and we're gonna go across again. And it shouldn't take as long because this was heated up a little bit. Can you see the difference between the colors? Have you guys done a lot of heat embossing? It's becoming one of my new favorite things. It really steps up your project. There we go. And these florals in this bundle are just so pretty with the heat embossing. There we go. Let's see, right here. I love it. It's like magic. Yep, I got it all. All right, stay there. All right, so now we have our piece here. It's a little warm. All right, so let's bring back our card base here. So what I'm going to do is we have our little flap here. I am going to push it down a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit of glue, just a very little bit, across the top here. And then I'm going to hold this down, and I'm going to center this in here with that flap down because I want it to adhere to the Secret Sea background. Let's see, just like that. And then you can flip it up and then push down. There we go. So now you have your little flap. All right, so to make sure we have this stuck down, we're going to put our little piece of basic white, which is going to go here, but again, we're going to do our little bit of color on it. So this one I did, that's Flirty Flamingo, I think. If that looks flirty. All right, so I take my brush here. I'm not going to add any ink. I'm just going to use what's on here. And just go around a couple of times. Just to kind of have it accent that flower there. Then grab my card base here. All right, I'm going to put a little bit of glue think I got it down the side here. This is a new bottle. I'm trying not to push it too hard because it'll squirt everywhere. So I'm going to line each of these up with the edges here. It is cut 1/12, right? 1/12, 1/16. It's cut one line off. One little tiny line on the, is it 16th, Jen? I can't remember. I know it's an 8th. I think it's a 16th. 1/16 off. I had the day off, and so my brain is not working very well. All right. So it's lined up there. And then when we close it, we won't see it behind there. Because I've cut that bottom just enough that we won't see it. All right. Now we're going to make our little pocket right here. So I have my piece of bubble bath, and then I have a piece of the gold foil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the bubble bath here, I'm going to flip it over, and I'm only going to put glue on 3 sides. And I want this to be my top because it has more of the non-embossed part on it. I want it to look pretty darn embossed with like all the flowers there. So I'll flip that up so I don't get glue on it. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take just a tiny bit of glue. It doesn't take much. It'll stick, I promise. I'm just going to go across here, 3 sides. Then I'm going to line it up with the edges down here, corner to corner. I want it as flush as I can get it, and then the sides. And I'm just going to make sure. And then you're going to press it down. And there we have our pocket. We can put stuff in. Alright, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put this piece of gold on top. So I just did a very thin layer. Make sure I can tell where the difference is here. And just a tiny bead of glue, and I'm going to stick this right here at the top. Make sure it is all the way across. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it. So pretty. We've got the embossing here, the heat embossing, and then we've got the dry embossing. I think it's just so pretty like that. Just very feminine and floral. All right. Then we get to put all of our pieces in here. Oh no, we have to stamp our card here. So I just did a little tiny card, which goes in this pocket here. And I used the For You, which is from the, I think it's from the Tags of Thanks. And that one is right here. And I used Strawberry Slush. I'm just going to tap this really easy. And for some reason, I don't know what is going on with this stamp, but it makes it a little fuzzy on the edges. I've cleaned it, I've washed it, I've done all I can do, and it just still gets a little fuzzy for some reason. So, it might not be as crisp, but. Alright, let me stick that over there, close this up. I'm not sure if it's like the stamp or what. The ink is too much, but. So we have our For You right there. And that just goes right in our pocket. And you can replace it with a gift card, or you can write a special message. You also have this part down here to write a message, however you want. I just really liked it. When you open it, you know there's going to be something for you right there. All right, so we've got our, let's start right here. So we have our piece of floral right here. And I had another piece. I could have sworn I had more in that packet. Well, let's pull some more out. I could have sworn I had them all out. All right, so we're going to take this one. I'm going to put it up on dimensionals. Let's see, which ones did I cut? None. Okay. So we're just going to stick this one here. Not that one. We'll use this little tiny one right here. This is going to go right on our part down here that we have dry embossed. That piece doesn't want to work. Let's do this one. All right. There we go. All right, so I'm just going to stick this right here. Just like that. And then I'm going to grab one of these. I'm going to find them as soon as the live's over. I probably knocked them on the floor. So I'm going to use this little tiny, I don't know, it's like a little sprig of greenery. It's really cute. And let's see, I need a smaller piece here for this. So I'm just going to cut a little piece here. I'm going to stick that right in there. Pull that off, and I'm just going to tuck this under our flower right here. Push that down. So now we have our cute little flower right there. Then we're going to put our daisies or whatever kind of flower that is. They're right here. Actually, let's do the rosebud. We'll change it up. We'll do the cute rosebud. And for this one, I just glued it. So I'm going to stick a little bit of glue. I love this rosebud. It's so pretty. Okay. So we have our inside done. Now let's finish up the front. We just need our bow. So I'm going to grab my ribbon. This again is the gold striped. Well, here's this, and here's that one. I don't know. They just appeared. All right, so we're going to make a little bow. This ribbon is just so pretty when it's in a bow. It's pretty regardless, but it's even prettier in a bow. Whoops. Pull that. There we go. You think I was a pro, right? Because I did a ton of these earlier. There we go. And again, I make mine smaller, but you can make it whatever size you like. All right. I think that is pretty good. All right. Then make sure they're even. I'm going to cut my tails. I'm going to cut that one, and then cut this one. Get over there. All right, and then I'm going to get my tearing tape. Ah, here are my mini dimensionals. I found them. All right, so I'm going to grab my tearing tape. I'm going to push down the edge, and then pick up that piece that doesn't, just the top of the, then I'm just going to stick it down here, push real hard, and then I'm going to take that part right here that doesn't have the sticky part anymore, and I'm just going to peel it right off. Works great. And then our little bow is going to go right here. So cute. And then we're going to embellish with these gorgeous embellishments. Look at how beautiful these are. They are stunning. Let me try to take them out of the package here so it's not glaring. Look at that shimmer. They're so pretty. These are the flower accents. These are new in the annual catalog, I believe. And I'm just going to take a large one and put it here, and then we're going to take a smaller one, put it here, and then a third small one, put it right here. And that is our second card. How pretty is that? And it opens this way. We have a little place you can put a gift card if you want. And then it opens and you can write your message. So cute. I love this design. It's just so pretty. All right, and our last card for tonight is also one of my swap cards. Let me move this stuff over here. And this is probably my favorite that I made for the swap cards. My bow is a little messed up, but that's just because I was taking photos with it. But look how gorgeous this is. This is the paper from the what is it, the birthday celebration bundle. Then we've got this is the mixed labels die. This is our strawberry slush, not splash, yeah, strawberry slush, the foil paper. And then our bow unties. And this opens. And it's got For the Extraordinary Friend. These are on window sheets instead of cardstock. And then it also opens this way. And these are on colored cardstock. And it says With Love. Isn't that beautiful? I love this card. So pretty. All right. See if I just keep all of those in there so I don't lose them, because I keep losing them. I do need this though. All right. So we're going to start with our base. Our base is Strawberry Slush. And I'm going to burnish this really well. There we go. All right. Perfect. Then we're going to start with our front. So let's put these over here. I have a piece of a basic beige. I love basic beige. And I'm going to stick that right there with some of my green glue. Hey, Jen Davis, how are you doing? Hope you had a good day. Stick some glue here. Flip this over. This is the right way. Yep. Center this here. If you guys watched a couple videos back, every single card except the last card, I checked to make sure I was doing it the correct way, where it opens this way. I did it upside down. I checked every single one except that last one, and I did it upside down. I try to remember to check because I do that. I always do it upside down. All right, so then we have this piece here. This is our soft seafoam. I don't know if you can tell. And then on the top of it, I put our strawberry slush foil on there. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? And it's got that floral imprint on it. Oh, it's so pretty. But it's just slightly smaller than this card base. And the foil goes all the way to the edge. And so I'm going to flip this over. And I glued this, didn't I? Yep, I glued it. So I'm going to put just a little bit of glue. I'm going to flip this over. Let's see. I was doing it this way. There we go. And I'm just going to center this here. There we go. So cute. This is just such a pretty, pretty card. The strawberry slush and this soft seafoam is just gorgeous together. All right, so this is the back of the this DSP, the birthday celebration DSP, but I use this side because it's got the soft seafoam little leaves on it. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. You can also, if you don't want to use a full sheet of your foil here, you can cut out the middle from it. I just didn't, because I have extra. So I was like, it's okay, I'll just do the whole sheet. Alright, so I'm going to get that centered. Cute. Alright. So now we have our flap here and our flap here. So let's do this one now. So we're going to go with our basic white here. And again, I'm going to use my blending brush. And this one I used the Strawberry Slush. Here it is. And I just did both corners. I'm going to do that one. This one has a little bit more ink on it than the other ones. I say that and then it doesn't have much here. Alright. Perfect. Alright, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put, because I don't have those, I do have this one. Is that the one I wanted there? That one, nope, that's the one for the front. And that's the one for the front. I was going to do these. This one and this one. Here we go. So this I stamped, I put it on basic white. I put the washi on basic white. But when I flipped it over, instead of putting it on this one is Pretty in Pink. The washi on Pretty in Pink and cutting it out. Another way you can make it colored is you can take your blending brush and just blend right over it. And it'll turn it pink. Whatever color you want. So that's what I'm doing here. And if you use this washi, it only has the large flowers. It only has this and this large flower on one. So whenever you want more than, see, like I have 1, 2, 3. So I have to cut 3 of these out to get this one 3 times. So if you don't want to keep doing that to get it with the pink paper, you can just color it with your blending brush. Alright, so we're going to glue our basic white down here in the middle. This is my standard 3 3/4 by 5 for the inside. And then we're going to take our florals here from our washi, and I'm going to glue this one right here. And then I'm going to glue this one right here, since I didn't have another one of those. Didn't want to cut it out either. Alright. As you guys saw, I have a ton of them cut out. Alright. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is our With Love, and I've already got that out somewhere. Where did it go? It's around here somewhere. Here it is, With Love. Alright. So we have our With Love stamp that is from our bundle, and I used Strawberry Slush. Open nice that time. And I'm just going to kind of stamp it within here, kind of wherever I think looks good. You can stamp it up here if you want, wherever, or use a different stamp. I just liked, I like the font with this one. So pretty. Alright. So now we have our inside done. So we're going to go, I just want to make sure that's dry. Yep, okay. Now we're going to go here, and this one, we're going to use our next basic white, which is a little bit smaller than the inside. I'm going to need you guys to move up there. Thanks. So for this, I did a little trick. because I think this set is kind of like a wedding kind of set, or like a love kind of set, because it says for the extraordinary couple. However, I didn't want it to say couple, so I'm going to show you how I got it to say just the extraordinary. So I'm going to stick that on there. I'm going to grab my strawberry slush again, and I don't know if you can see, I haven't used the couple. Couple is this part over here that doesn't have any color on it. For the extraordinary is in pink because that's what I've been using. So what I'm going to do, actually let's put our pieces down first so we can kind of gauge where we want that. I just had them. These are the see-through ones. There's this one. I'm going to be able to gauge where to put it. So these are on the window sheet. So I'm just going to stick a tiny bit of glue. Let's go this way. And then we'll go this way. There we go. Now we can kind of tell where we're going to want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this on this edge of the ink pad. You'll notice there is this side, and this side have lips that it's difficult to kind of get directly to the pad, but over here you kind of can get directly to the pad. So on this side I'm going to take my stamp and I'm going to line the Y of the extraordinary up with the edge of the ink pad. And it's really nice that these are photopolymer because you can see through it. So it makes this process so much easier. If it's a red rubber, you do it upside down, or at least I do it upside down. So I'm going to ink this up real carefully. And I'm going to flip it over and make sure it's not on that C, and it's not. So I've only inked up for the extraordinary on there. And I'm just going to take this. Gotta make our stamps work for us, right? So I'm going to stamp this down right here. Hold it for a second. Oh, that's so pretty. So we have for the extraordinary without the couple. And then friend, I think I put that one away. That was in Spotlight of Nature. Let's see. Yep, dear friend. I'm going to do the same thing. I'll show you how to do this one because this one is a red rubber. All right. Let's see. So this one we have dear friend. I only want the friend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over because it's a red rubber. I'm going to take my pad. This side is the part that is doesn't have the lip. So I know this is the side I want to ink with. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to put my friend on this side. And I'm just going to take the edge of this and I'm going to kind of put it up so I can see it. I'm just going to look in between and carefully ink up only friend. I think I got my finger in it. Let's see. Hard to do it when you're trying to show on camera. There we go. Just need to get this top piece. There we go. Okay. I do not want it right there. All right. Then I know my friend is here, so I want it to kind of go over here. So I'm going to look at this friend and then just stamp it down. Hopefully that worked. Yep, but I got the R. It's all good. And I got ink on there. Oh well. All right. Minus my R. We'll put something there so we won't see it. Maybe we'll put our heart. Got a heart. All right, so stick that over there. This is going to go here in the middle. So I'm just going to use my green glue. Do you guys use green glue or do you use the runner, tape runner? Yeah, I have ink on me somewhere because I keep getting it on here. All right. There we go. Now let's take one of these hearts. We'll just take a couple of these hearts and stick it over where I made mistakes. So we'll put one there. We'll put one here. Ooh, that was a lot of glue. That came out quick. We'll put one here. And then we'll put one here. Because that's where I got all the pink. There we go. Let's go that way. Come here. Doesn't want to move. There we go. Guys, you know what we did? We forgot our ribbon. I did this on 2 of them that I did earlier. We're supposed to stick the ribbon in between our green. I always forget the ribbon. Always. It's all good. We're going to put it all around here. But if you recreate this, make sure you put it between the basic beige and the soft sea foam. See, I knew I was going to forget that. I always forget the ribbon. Alright, so this is the strawberry slush ribbon. So what I'm going to do, it's supposed to be in between, but we're just going to put it this way. And I'm just going to get enough so that I can tie my bow. Okay. And I gotta do it upside down. Do you guys have to tie your bows upside down to get them the right way? I do. It's the craziest thing, but it works. All right. I love this new ribbon with our ink colors. It is so easy to tie with. It's got this nice little texture to it. See if I can get this through here. There we go. Well, I say it's easy to tie with, and then it's hard. All right. It's probably just me. There we go. All right, now pull that through, flip it around. All right, this guy goes here. There we go. Got our cute little bow and our strawberry slush. There we go. All right. And then we can trim our ribbon. And here. Pull it tight here so I can snip it. All right. And so that is the front of the card. And now what we're going to do, we have our sentiment piece. Here it is. And our sentiment is going to be friend. So let's see if I can do it correct this time. Where'd it go? So I have this. I'm going to clean this off real quick. I don't want any ink on it when I do the Versamark. This one goes really quick because it's just a little tiny word. Alright, so we're going to get our embossing buddy. Then we're going to get our Versamark. I'm going to go this way this time. Get in there on the friend. And you can kind of look at it and see if it's got that little bit of a shine to it. And if it does, you know that you got it good. And we don't want it on that R. All right, I'm just gonna center this here. And this is from the Mixed Labels dies, this die right here. And this one we're gonna do in gold. So let's grab the gold embossing powder. And you can tell I haven't used this one as much. Just gonna put that over there. Go one more time on this F. Perfect. I'm gonna flip this on, see if it'll heat up. And then I have my tweezers right here. So let's go right there. And this one's really fun to watch because you can really see the change happen. See how that is now. Doesn't translate very well on camera, but now it's got that shine to it. And we put the lid on this. All right, now we're just going to take this and put it on dimensionals, pop it up on the front here. Do this guy here. Use all my excess pieces, right? All right, and flip this off. And I'm just gonna kind of center it within here, wherever I kind of think it looks good. There we go. Then we're gonna take our larger flower here. I'm just gonna use these minis because I have more of them and I don't have to cut them. So this is going to go right here. So I want one on this and one on this. Yep. So I'm going to take these off. There we go. And then I'm going to put a little dab of glue right here because that's going to hit on our label here. I'm just going to stick that right there. And then for this one, it's going to go right here. So we're going to put 2 dimensionals there. 1, 2. Sometimes these are hard to get off. All right, and then this is going to go over here. Aren't these flowers just so pretty? Okay, and now for the rest of our pieces, we're going to do this little sprig right here. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on him, and he's going to go right underneath this flower right here. So I'm just going to kind of lift it up, stick him under there. Then I'm going to take my little rose bud here. I'm going to take a dimensional and stick that on here. And then I'm going to stick it right underneath this rose. We're going to call it a rose. There we go. And then I'm going to take this a little bit larger piece of greenery, and it's half on, half off. So let's put this one, this one, right? Yeah, that'll hold it, and I don't need to put glue. Sometimes you put glue, sometimes you don't. You kind of just base it on how you feel if it's gonna stick or not. And this one I think is close enough. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's not gonna have anywhere to go because it's pushed up against the label. There we go. See, it doesn't move. Sometimes they move, and you have to add a little bit more. And then this one is gonna sit right in there. So we're going to put a dimensional. And then he's just gonna slide right in here. Oh, so pretty. And you can, if you want to, glue down your, I think I will on this one. Sometimes it just really is your placement of the dimensionals. Sometimes the placement is enough that it doesn't move or doesn't pop up like that. It'll eventually stick. All right, so now we just have to do our embellishments. And for those, I have the, what did I do with them? Here they are. Our new Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink Gems. I love these. I've already gone through 2 packs of them. Granted, I used a lot of these for my swap. All right, so this one, I'm actually going to use the Strawberry Slush, which is the darkest of the colors. And I'm going to grab my little tool here. So I'm going to do one of the large. And let's put him up here. Let me get in frame here. And then I'm going to do 2. Oh, this guy's come off. Stick there. I'm going to do this one right here. Let's go right there. And then stick this one right here. So cute. And that is our final card for tonight. Isn't that beautiful? And it'd be even better if it was like this, because then you untie it and the ribbon stays. So, and then you have your wording, the extraordinary friend, and then with love. Or you could do with the couple if you want it with the couple. I just didn't. But I love this card. It's so pretty. It's got a lot of steps, but it's pretty easy to put together. And easy to tie this ribbon and get it back to the way it was. Maybe. Try that again. It's because it's smaller, I cut it, and so it's a little bit more of a challenge. It's easy to when you leave enough room. It would be a nice anniversary card. It would. It's really pretty. Could be a good wedding card too if you wanted, if you needed one. Well, I can't get it because it's too short. But it'll look like this. All right, let's take a look at what we have made tonight. So we have card number 1, which is the Lemon Lolly. Opens this way and this way. So cute. And then we have this one on the Flirty Flamingo, where it opens like this. We have a place for your card, or for your gift card, and then a place to write as well. And then we have our card here, which opens this way. And yeah, I could tie a knot, couldn't I? And that way. Could tie a knot. Would I be able to get it undone if I tied a knot? We'll try. We'll do a very loose knot. Here we go. All right, let me know which one is your favorites down in the comments. I think this is my favorite, but I really like this one too. I love this part right here. It's just so pretty. I love the heat embossing and the dry embossing together. I just think that's so different. You don't normally see that. All right. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I hope that you loved these cards as much as I loved making them. And I do want to mention again that my YouTube Live, my special YouTube Live for meeting my April subscriber goal is going to be on Wednesday, June 4th at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. It is streaming exclusively on my YouTube channel, so if you are on Facebook, go ahead, go over to YouTube, and I have the link in my description on Facebook. And go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit that notification bell so that you are notified when I go live. I will be sending out little reminders and stuff on my Facebook and email. Also, I will be giving away the card that I make on the live, and I will be doing a Created by Cassie box giveaway. So you definitely want to catch it. And even if you have to catch it on the replay, I'm going to have the giveaway open for 1 week. So if you have to catch it on the replay, that's okay. And then I have a little sneak peek here of the card that I've created. And thank you guys again for helping me reach that goal. I really appreciated that. It was really, really exciting to be able to meet that goal of 150 subscribers by my birthday. That was really cool. All right, so my next live is going to be Monday, June 2nd, which is next Monday. And I'm going to do the Pretty Florals Bundle Suite again. I've seen so many different cards created with it, and I have some new ideas. And so I wanted to do another live with it and create some more cards. So definitely stick around for that, or put that on your calendar. If you haven't seen the first one, it is also linked in the description within my playlists. All right, and if you haven't already, go ahead and follow me on my socials. I have Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And if you enjoyed this video tonight, go ahead and put this emoji down in the comments so that I can say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you love the cards as much as I did. And thank you so much for choosing to spend your time with me tonight. And I will see you back here on Monday for a brand new video. Bye.